It's the kid. Wait, Julian. I think I'm hearing some background noise from you, man. So I think if you can just like mute yourself. If yeah, cool. All right. It's a kid. We're back again here for the Hangout, man. This, of course, is the open Hangout for guys who are not members on Sunday. So again, it's open for anyone. Anyone can come in and everything, and they can do their whole thing. So actually, how's my mic sounding? Hopefully, my mic is sounding fine, and everything. Hopefully, my mic isn't too crazy. Okay, cool. So this is going to be focused on the January window. I get it. The FA Cup games that are happening. We might touch a bit on Barcelona and so forth, but I think this being the January transfer window and a lot of things happening. Obviously, there were some signings that already happened before, but I think there are the potentials of a lot of things that could go down. We've got Pogba. What's going to happen with Pogba? Is he going to stay at Man United? We've got the Holland are close to riding with Eriksen. All these different things are riding through, and I want to talk on Zaha because I was actually talking to my colleague about it at work. Is Zaha, because Chelsea need an inside forward, but is Zaha the inside forward that is needed? That's the thing. Is Zaha the inside forward that is needed? So
no.
Let's get things through right now. So semi is the minimum. Which team do you support?
Chelsea.
Liverpool.
Chelsea. Okay, so let me throw Zaha to you. Is Zaha the man that is needed to ride through?
For now, I think he's needed, but because I don't think Chelsea can get Sancho in January. So for now, I think Zaha would be needed. Because Pedro can't do anything. Willian performs sometimes, he doesn't. So I think he is needed.
Wait. So why don't you think that Sancho can be gotten now? Why not?
He can't be because I think he wants to win the Bundesliga with Dortmund right now.
Wait, but we've heard that. Obviously, we'll come to Julian with the whole thing afterwards. But we've heard that Dortmund and Sancho, they're not really on thingy terms. And the big thing is that Sancho does want to leave Dortmund, and don't look like if they want to pretty much fight for him. So so put it this way. If Sancho wanted to leave Dortmund and Dortmund are willing to sell Sancho, is that the man that Chelsea should go for?
But are Chelsea willing to pay 120 mil?
Wait, with 120? What?
Yes, it's 120 more for Sancho.
So you wouldn't pay 120 for Sancho?
For now, I don't think Chelsea. I would pay, but I don't think Chelsea will.
So I think I've got to say. So did you say that you would want Zaha or no Zaha?
I would take Sancho if we could. We could.
Okay. All right. So easy. Which is the team that you support? Easy.
Man, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Well, so okay. Let me throw this in there.
Yeah.
Do Liverpool need any signings this month though?
Honestly, I feel like we probably need a backup like central defender because like we only have Gomez and Van Dijk right now, but we probably won't sign anybody.
Wait. So I mean, how long is Matip out for?
They just said he's about to start training like a week from now.
Yeah. So I mean, look.
Yeah, we don't.
My thing about it is that I don't think a defender is that necessary because if let's say worst case scenario, Van Dijk goes down or Gomez goes down, I think Milner can do a job there. It won't be ideal, but he can do a job there. I think
Honestly,
obviously, Fabinho is injured as well. Like if Fabinho was fit, I think he can actually do a job as a central defender as well. So
yeah, they played Fabinho against when Van Dijk got suspended against Bayern. We played Fabinho, Matip 0-0 at Anfield, so it's fine.
Yeah. So okay. So apart from the defense, any other purchases that you think? Because for me, I think the key thing for Liverpool is Lallana. Do you sell Lallana in January or do you wait until the summer?
No, they're trying to re-sign him for 1 more year and then sell him. Like, give him a new contract extension for 1 more year and then sell him over the summer.
Okay. So if you're Lallana, put yourself in Lallana's shoes. Because I remember PSG said that they were actually interested in actually signing Lallana. So put yourself in PSG's shoes. So in Lallana's shoes, would you sign that 1 year extension, or would you try and go to a club that can guarantee you first team football?
I mean, where does he start for PSG though?
No, okay. For me, forget PSG. I just threw that in there because I think that was just a rumor.
Yeah.
If you're Lallana, would you still be part of a team that could win potentially much more trophies, but you're a bit part player? Or do you, for example, let's say that Mourinho wants him at Tottenham and he can be a starter for Tottenham. What would you do for Lallana? Stay with Liverpool, win more trophies, but you're a bit part player, or go and be a starter, but there's no guarantee of winning trophies?
I heard like from an interview he recently did, he said he's going to stay at least to the end of the season. He wants to respect his contract or whatever. So I'm assuming he wants like the league medal if we win.
Okay, all right. So let's bring Julian into here right now. So, Julian, Sancho, is he staying or is he going?
I think Sancho's going to stay in January because we are still in the race for the Champions League and the Bundesliga, and our
Champions League.
Yeah,
Easy. We don't because I want to ask him about that. I want to ask him about that. But I want to ask you about that CL. But carry on.
The club are not looking to sell in January because it's not. They are fully aware that what the consequences are if they sell Sancho in January, and I'm basing it from the track record of that. The January transfer window is relatively a quiet transfer window, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's nothing much new. There is no news on Sancho moving or anything, because I feel like this is going to be the outcome for sure.
Okay. So I want to take your up upon what is said about the Champions League. So, do you actually really believe that the Champions League is a realistic target for Dortmund, that you can actually beat PSG?
I wouldn't say we're going to win it, but we're going to try and maybe surprise a lot of people by maybe reaching. Well, first of all, we're still focused on PSG, but yeah, I mean, the thing is,
because that's what I'm asking. Do you really believe you can beat PSG? Because if PSG lose, I mean, no offense to Dortmund or anything, but if PSG lose that game, I think that club is done, bro.
Now the thing is, it just depends on how many players we sign in January, because we've already signed a striker.
Yep.
And the other two areas we need to strengthen is central midfield and central defense.
Hummels in that group.
Yeah. I think we're linked with Demiral from Juventus, and we offered them 40 mil, but if they reject, I think we'll go in for him. So if you can get Mary Demiral from Juventus, I think we have a good shot of beating PSG.
Wow. Okay. So and before I go to Red Devil Studio, give me your honest assessment of Haaland. How much of an effect do you think Haaland will have on the team?
He'll have a huge effect for sure, because when the system we play is it's extremely reliant on crossing, and based on our previous games, we like to play a fast build-up system and then throw in a cross. But the problem with this is that we're lacking that striker that offers a lot of physicality and height, and Haaland suits that. Haaland suits our system perfectly. So I feel like Haaland, I wouldn't be surprised to see him starting from January, him starting to score in double-digit figures.
Okay. Let me come to Red Devil Studio, man. So Red Devil, is your mic working there?
Yes, Mike, it's working. Can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear you now? Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of everything. Let me start by saying this, because let me just start like this, because we have to cut this in many different sections, and I think I think this is the biggest story of this month. It can bring everyone into this, but I want to start first with the United fan. So the first thing is this: as a United fan, does Pogba have the right to force a move out of the club?
Well, I mean, if you want the legal answer, technically no, he's still under contract, isn't he? So legally he can't, because he's still got, I think, at least a year plus, I think, maybe 2 years.
No. See, I wasn't looking at it from a legal standpoint. I was looking at it much more as he is making his intent very clear that he wants to leave. Obviously, 100%, you have to honor your contract, so you can't just not. But you're making it so uncomfortable that you're forcing the hand of the club to say, let's transfer this, because he isn't making it a pleasurable experience based on how much he wants to leave the club. Do you think he has the right to do that, or you feel that he owes Man United and he should shut up and still see out his contract?
Well, I mean, like, you got to understand from the perspective of the club, because I mean, okay, the two things are, for one, Pogba. We've been told, we believe Pogba's been injured, and the reasoning with this is that he's got some injury now, which is different. I think there's some bony fragments or whatever regarding his ankle that needs to be sorted. So even if this was some sort of media spin of, oh, he wants to leave out the club, I don't know any like teams that are going to want to buy someone who's currently injured, at least, you know, for 150 million, which is what Manchester United, you know, want for Paul Pogba. We certainly want our values back. But the other thing, from just the point of view of, you know, does he owe anything? But no, I completely understand that Paul Pogba wants to play in a big team. Paul Pogba wants to win medals and stuff. But it's more the reality that, like, we don't actually have any options. Even if we wanted to sell Pogba, the reality is that we don't actually have any midfield players, like, at all. Like, we didn't bring any we sold Fellaini and Herrera, and we didn't replace them. But Tomley's now injured. So we're talking about the January transfer window. Like, it would be suicide for Manchester United. I think Pogba might be out for about, you know, a few weeks or so. It'd be suicide to go out in January and let Pogba go when we're down 3 midfield players. Like, it would be crazy, you know, like, whether he wants to be in the club or not. So yeah, I certainly don't see it happening in January. At least the summer is a different scenario, and I do think in the summer, amount of money, then it's quite possible that Pogba might leave the club.
Oh, okay, so
Chelsea.
What?
Easy, like, chill, easy. We're coming, just easy, chill. So, Red Devil, let me ask you this other question then. I believe that United can survive without Pogba. I believe that they can. So, in your opinion, let's just paint a scenario. Let's say Pogba leaves this month. Whether it's for Juve and Real Madrid, and also we will get to which should be the best destination for him. Let's just paint a scenario that he leaves this month, and let's say you get, let's just throw a number, 80-90 mil for him. Are you saying for 80-90 mil you sold Pogba, United still can't survive? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, United have been playing a lot of this season without Pogba, and they've been winning a lot of games without Pogba, and they've been at the cusp of the top 4 without Pogba. So are you saying that Pogba is needed for United to get top 4? Or can you imagine a scenario, if sold for the right money, United can still thrive without Pogba and using the Pogba money?
No. I think in my opinion, I feel that even though United have won games, let's be frank here, like, we've also lost a lot of games because we haven't been able to basically create anything to break teams down. I'm meaning losing games to Bournemouth, Watford, West Ham, etc. Teams that, like, are drawing against Aston Villa, losing to Crystal Palace. These are not high quality, you know, teams that we've dropped points against that we should have beaten, because we haven't been able to have any or generate any creativity to break those teams down. So that's the first point. I think Pogba just gives us something different. The second thing, again, goes to the point I mentioned before about the fact that we just don't have any midfielders. And even though you're right, you're saying, okay, we'll get 90 million. I don't trust the board to be able to use that money to buy anybody. We sold Lukaku for 74 something, and we didn't replace him with a forward. Like, Manchester United are very, very bad. We're not like Liverpool, even Chelsea, where they're on the money when it comes to getting transfers. Manchester United are very bad and very slow when it comes to making deals. So even if we did sell Pogba, I wouldn't really trust the board to use that money to get a midfield in very quickly. I think with the Erling Haaland loss, that was our only target. And we just seem to just not know what to do. So I think the board know that, and I think United know that, and I think that's why they're thinking, you know what, we can't let Pogba go in January at all, because the reality of us getting a deal in January, we're selling him, getting a reasonable amount, and then getting another midfielder to replace him, on top of the fact that we're already down 3 midfielders, is just unlikely, you know. So
Okay.
that's just what I see. Yeah.
Okay, so let me shift right now. So let me come to Semi's minimum now. So Semi's minimum: Pogba, Juventus, or Real Madrid. Which would be the best club if you were advising Pogba? So everybody, just try and put yourself in the scenario as Pogba's advisor. Which would, at this time of his career, which would be the best club for Pogba to thrive in? Juventus or Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Why?
So that he can play with Hazard and win the CL as well.
So you think that if he goes to, let's say if he goes to Real Madrid this month, they can win the CL, him and Hazard.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Easy. Real Madrid or Juventus? Where should he go?
Honestly, if he's smart, he'd probably go to Juventus, because like their midfield is old as shit and he could replace everyone from there. But
Modric is old. Cruz is getting on. I mean, Modric ain't a young dude. I mean, Valverde is young, but
legacy-wise, it's probably smarter for him to go to Real Madrid though, because he's already been to Juventus. And he wants to play under Zidane, you know. And obviously, I'd probably trust him winning a CL, not this year, but long term within Real Madrid as opposed to Juventus.
Okay. Julian, where should he go? Real Madrid or Juventus?
He should choose Real Madrid, purely because of the fact that I simply don't see him thriving under Sarri's system. And he did mention earlier that he would like to play under Zidane. And you just mentioned earlier that Real Madrid have a very aging midfield, whereas likewise Juventus midfield is not so, in terms of quality, it's very poor. But the thing is, they have actually a lot of depth in their squad. So I feel like Pogba would get more leverage by going to Real Madrid and getting potentially a guaranteed start at the club.
Okay. And what about you, Red Devil? Which would be the ideal scenario for Pogba to go to?
That's a good question. Juventus or Real Madrid? I guess Real Madrid. I think only just because I'm not sure where he would currently right now, where he would fit with Juventus. I mean, Juve did sign Rabbi and Rams, and I haven't watched much Serie A this season, so I don't know whether they're playing that much. And also, as I think it was Semi said, I don't know how he would fit into Sarri's system. So I can certainly see how Pogba could fit in a very advanced role at Real Madrid and make them do quite well. But just to add a bit of realism, like Manchester United and Real Madrid, the relationship, the transfer relationship between them is not great at the moment. So I would be very surprised if United sold Pogba to Real Madrid. A Juventus possibly, or even a PSG, but Real Madrid, I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, so if he was to move to that club, then how much of an impact do you think that he would make?
Oh, that's me. Oh, to Real Madrid. Oh, massive. I think a massive input. I mean, obviously, it depends on Zidane getting on the best of him coaching. So, but I think, the thing with Pogba, I think for me, is that he's just his ability to run on the ball, to hold onto the ball, to not lose it, and to make such a good pass, to give creativity to attackers, like we said to none. As I think Semi said, assuming Hazard is fit. So, and I won't go into about Hazard being overrated or anything like that, but
easy, relax.
but I think that partnership could
Top
work.
Top three.
But also, even for some of the younger players that Real Madrid are bringing through, like I think that is Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo. Sorry, I think he could even make those players better as well by giving them opportunities. So I think he would have a big impact. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at Eriksen, man. So it looks like if Eriksen is pretty much on his way out of Tottenham, and look, as I said again, Tottenham won't be missing much with Eriksen. For me, Eriksen he's criminally overrated. Okay, he isn't as good as people think he's. But the likely thing is Inter Milan, and I think because just even watching the game now, I believe Inter's target was Vidal. They should have gone for Vidal. If it's between Vidal and Eriksen, you go for Vidal. Vidal is criminally underrated. As much as Eriksen is overrated, Vidal is underrated. So let me come first to Julian then. So if Eriksen does move to Inter Milan, how much of an impact do you think he will make? And is that actually, do you think it's the right signing?
It's the right move. It's not my ideal type of move for Eriksen, but in terms of how impactful he will be for Inter, I think Inter right now they're lacking a very creative spark in their midfield. So obviously it would be clear that he would be an impact signing for Inter, especially under Antonio Conte. So it's an interesting move for him, but again, for me, I would like to see him move to Man United because they also are
so,
lacking.
So is that you saying that you don't think that he would actually fit in so Inter Milan's team, that he's a better fit for United?
Yes, he is a better fit for United because he's been in the Prem for very long, and I don't see him leaving the Premier League for sure.
Okay. So Mr. Easy then. Eriksen to Inter.
Honestly, I feel like Eriksen thinks he's better than he actually is.
Preach.
Like the guy is like at best a 7 out of 10 midfielder. Like if he goes to Inter, I feel like Conte could get the best out of him. But like in the summer, this dude was thinking he's gonna go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't want you. They're not Real Madrid level. Please.
Okay. But let's break. So are you saying that because again, Real Madrid are still a team trying to build up, improve themselves? So you're saying that Real Madrid could not benefit with Eriksen's passing and playmaking?
There's no point. Don't they have that dude Odegaard who's on loan? That dude's tearing up La Liga right now. There's no point signing Eriksen, who's older and probably less productive these days.
Okay. Semi's minimum. Eriksen to Inter. Does it work? All right, Michael on it. Mr. How good is De Jong really? Wait. Are you a Barca fan?
Oh hell no.
Okay, so let me first of all, because I have gotten a lot of crap for saying De Jong in that good. He's a flipping hype beast. So, what is your issue with Frankie De Jong? He's supposed to be the next big thing, bro.
I just think because he's a ball carrying midfielder and he's young and he's Dutch, I think he's overhyped to a crazy extent. I think Valverde does the job he does a million times better. I think because he's in an Ajax team that flourished last year, he's overlooked and he's looked at as the next Iniesta or Xavi or something like this. Just
bro, don't put him in that category, bro. Don't. Listen, it's Twitter losers. Listen, it's losers on Twitter who gets hyped up from every single player who is coming up. So that's why Twitter football analysis is garbage. Most of it, sometimes it's good, but 90% of what is said on Twitter is complete and utter brickish. So, yeah. but talk to me about Eriksen to Inter Milan. Do you think it's worked?
Yes or no? Eriksen is one of those players who, because he's been in a mediocre team for a good better part of half a decade, he's flourished in a mediocre team. So he's looked at as a player who can do well in a big team. Sorry. I think if he goes to a team where intensity is high, you're expected to deliver week in, week out, like Inter, I think he'll get exposed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he'll get exposed. This is why I think.
So wait. So basically, you're saying like he'll be trash at Inter. Is that what you're
I
trying
think
to
he'll
say?
be even worse. I think he'll be Alexis Sanchez levels.
Woo.
Wow. Okay. So BD core is your mic walking. BD core. Where's your blood? Man, so look, Red Devil Studio, man.
man.
Ericsson to Inter Milan. Does it work? Yes or no?
More so than I think him coming to United, to be honest. I know there's been a lot of Ericsson to United talk, and while I did say previously that United desperately need a midfielder, at the same time, I don't want an Alexis Sanchez situation again, to be honest. Ericsson has already said that he doesn't, inadvertently, he's kind of he doesn't want to go to Manchester United. I think he wanted to move to Real Madrid probably in the summer, didn't get the move, and Madrid have sort of quieted down a bit. So Inter Milan at least look like they're competing for the Serie A, so probably going to get some silverware there. Have a good shout in the Europa League as well. So I think Inter Milan's probably more attractive prospect anyway than going to Manchester United. Yeah,
But whether it's an attractive, I'm saying, which is it? Because I think that's where I think easier thing he was going into. Which team does he have the best chance of flourishing? Because again, I'm still waiting to see this world-class playmaker that everybody says this dude is. So do you think that it's more, based on his playing style, he'll flourish much more at Inter Milan or at Man United? Because United do need a playmaker. That's another thing. United, they do actually need a creative player.
We do need a playmaker. So, but I think also it's been the right playmaker. But it's also based on the system that we play. I don't think Christian Eriksen depending on what we feel Solskjaer actually plays, which is merely just like we play just essentially just counter-attacking football. That's essentially all we're playing right now. Eriksen doesn't appear to be, at least now, particularly fast or quick in order to sort of from transitions. So I don't think he'll add that. In Serie A, I think in Serie A where the game is a bit slower, but also that's a bit more technical. I just think that, and obviously Conte having more experience. I just think Eriksen would fit that system a bit more, not 100%, but more than the United-based system.
All right, now let's now get real right now. Now I'm going to drop a vid, probably either tomorrow, but most likely on Monday. It's going to be an Ibra vid. And so I don't want to give too much away, but I just want to just get easy chill. I just want to get his view. So it's a very simple question. So we're going to start first with Julian. What can a 38-year-old do with a mid-table club like AC Milan? Julian. So that's the question. What's realistically can a 38-year-old do with a mid-table club called AC Milan? Julian.
Well, nothing basically, because their current strikers, I feel like, their current strikers, I offer a lot more than him. So it's just a very strange signing, to be fair. Like Milan needs like a total surgery for the whole team, and buying a 38-year-old Ibrahimovic, I feel like it's not going to get them anywhere, to be honest. They're already 11th in the table, and the current squad they have, I don't see them maybe touching even like 7th or 8th. So yeah, Ibra won't do. He'll finish the season off with Milan, but I'm just telling you this. It won't end very pretty for him.
Okay, before I go to easy, I just looked in the live chat. Barcelona drew 2-2 with Espanyol. Espanyol are bottom, 20th. Now, easy, chill. I don't give a damn whether Barcelona were down to 10 men, 9 men, or 4 test tube babies. How can you not beat a team that's at bottom of the table?
That's not on Valverde, bro.
Bro, look, man. Bro, when February hits, just that Gattuso and Napoli, I don't think it goes through. But bro, that Napoli Barca game, man, let's chill.
Really,
Let's chill. Okay, let me come to easy. So what can a 38-year-old do with AC Milan, who are 13th at the moment? 13th, 1-3.
I
What
don't know,
can-
man. They're like 11th, right? He can't do much, but it can't get any worse. They've scored like 16 goals all season. Like the standards are low. Can it get any lower? And this is AC Milan. They went from Shevchenko, Crespo. Jesus Christ. I don't know, bro. At most, the guy will get like 8 goals. Say he conquered Italy again, and then he'll go film a movie about why.
Wait. Conquer what? How do you conquer everything with
I don't
HG?
know, bro. The guy's got amazing PR.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Mr. How good is De Jong really? Ibra, what can Ibra do for
I'm not gonna
AC
lie to
Milan?
you. This is another case of someone being overhyped to a new level extent. I think Ibrahimovic, he's been in the game for what? I think he's touching 40 now, and he hasn't got to a single Champions League final. I mean, for someone who's meant to be a dominant, tall, hold-up play striker, he's mediocre. A couple of seasons at United, yeah, I think I don't even think in the 2 seasons he scored more than 30 goals combined. And he looked his record at PSG, where it's a Farmers League. I mean, what's he really done there other than lift a bunch of Uber East leagues? And then you go to Barcelona, he's a second striker, didn't do much there. And I think to myself, where's this hype coming from? He's carried a poor, mediocre Swedish team, done nothing in the Euros or World Cup. And it blows my mind. He's put in the same category as he's talked within the same breath as the Eto'o and the Drogbas.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do.
No,
He's not. He ain't way easy. He's not sniffing Shevchenko. He's not sniffing Drogba. He's not sniffing those guys. Those guys balled in ACL final. This guy hasn't even sniffed ACL final.
I just think to myself, I think Burnley striker does more than him in the game. I look at his game in the match. I look at someone like Chris Wood from Burnley. They do the exact same thing. It's just like Ibrahimovic has an ego that saves himself. And I just think to myself, how has he earned a move to AC Milan at the age of 38? I mean, he has a great PR team.
No, actually, wait. See, you see, we have to now dissect your statement, because see, if you just say your statements like that, it's like, wow, how does a 38-year-old engineer move to AC Milan? But when we now peel away your statements, this isn't AC Milan from 1995 or AC Milan from 2005 or 2007. This is 2020 AC Milan, who have a dude called Ignazio Abate as the captain. So this is a different AC Milan.
Pedigree, though. They still have pedigree. It's not like you're signing for Napoli or something like that. They still have European pedigree.
No, bro. Milan are a mid-table club in 2020. They have no pedigree. All they have are what those dudes from yesteryear did. So as of right, I told you, as of right now, these guys, they're a mid-table club. So yes, if you come from the retirement home or the MLS, of course you can join a retirement home. Of course, why not? BD Core, is your mic working, bro? Wow. This I'm inducting this dude, man. Alex, is your mic working, Alex?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, yes, we can hear you. What can a 38-year-old Ibra do for AC Milan? What kind of impact can he make?
Honestly, I think he's finished.
Wow.
I don't know why he went back to Milan.
Yes.
He should have finished in LA. That's honestly what I'm thinking. He's finished.
So you don't think he'll make any sort of impact?
He'll probably score goals in the Serie A, but nothing more than that.
Wow. Okay, man. That's pretty deepish, man. So I want to shift things. So we've obviously done a lot about the general transfers, but actually no. Last thing on the general transfers was that just pertaining to what happened. So I did watch the Barcelona Espanyol game, and there's no excuse for, because Espanyol, those guys are trash, and it makes sense, because I was saying, yeah, these guys look pretty crap, but it makes sense why they're bottom of the table. But even if they're bottom of the table, they still play some nice football still. But let me say this to you right now. What do Barcelona need? What are they truly missing to really sort of get them back to where they were? Or, and this is an even deeper question. It's an even deeper question. when Xavi and Iniesta left, and then when Neymar left, well, so basically 2015, when because people talk about Neymar, you need Messi, but once Neymar left, was that the end of an era? As in that sense, Barcelona as a European dynasty and powerhouse was finished. Let me come to Julian.
It's a mixture of a lot of things, to be honest. Neymar leaving is one factor, and then the other factor is the useless appointment of Valverde.
Hmm.
And then you look at their signings under Valverde. I can't really think of one. Well, yeah, I can't really think of one major transfer that has made them to the level they want to be. It's a mixture of basically a lot of things.
But is everything to blame for Valverde? Is Valverde the main person to blame?
Partly yes, but then again, Valverde is, to me, he's sort of a yes man. So when you have a guy like that managing your club, it's not going to get you anywhere. So until they get rid of him and maybe spend the money more wisely and provide reconstruction to their team, it's still a long way to go for them to get to the level where they want to be. But to be fair, they have promising youngsters that can come up the ranks, like Ansu Fati and Jean-Claire Todibo. These players can for sure help out this poor Barcelona team.
Okay. Red Devils, what are the issues for Barca? Are there any players they need in January? And why are people hitting on my boy, the Oos?
I could just first suggest that shout out to, I think it's Hugh Wei, the first Chinese player to score against Barcelona. He scored the equalizer for Espanyol.
Quality G. That's a quality G. Yeah. Quality
very
G.
good
Yeah.
goal. So I think you need to shout out to him. So I'm sure Espanyol is going to be big in China tonight. But in answer to your question about, to be honest, I'm going to say it's 90% on Valverde. To be honest, I think that when you consider how much Barcelona have spent in the transfer window and the players, and they have brought in quality players, so your Griezmanns, your Vidals, and so on.
Stop there. Wait. Stop right there. You mentioned Griezmann.
Not quality.
No. Wait. No. Let me take up an opinion. Okay. Easy. So Red Devil, in your honest opinion,
okay,
you say Griezmann is quality. In what sense? Is he quality in sense of he's a good addition? Is he quality in sense of he's a world-class player? He's a superstar? Because I told you, I'm doing a series of how good is ... really. Now, let me ask this to you. How good is Antoine Griezmann really?
Okay, yeah, okay, you're right. He's a good player. Is he a world-class player? I don't think so. But I think he is a good player. I think he was good for Atletico Madrid. I think he suited their system. I agree with you in that maybe you could argue, does he suit Barcelona's system? But why I want to qualify that statement is that, again, I'm looking, and I hate doing this all the time, but I remember in the previous time I was on, I talked about Liverpool. And what I mean by that is that, referencing Liverpool in particular, is that here you have players in the Liverpool squad that went before they came to Liverpool were not particularly great or not known for being, really good players, like Robertson, Arnold, Origi, even Salah, who was apparently top at Chelsea. They weren't known for that. And yet you have a charismatic coach comes in and makes those players better. When I look at Valverde Barcelona, even if we put Griezmann to a side, how many players, forget about Griezmann, look at Messi, look at all this thing, Messi, unique talent, but how many players can you also say Valverde is actually coached and made better? I can't think of a single one. If anything, they've regressed. So, yes, okay, they've got work team. Yes, of course, they can bring in players. Yes, of course, we can talk about eras and name on stuff that left. But for me, at the very least, what a coach needs to do when they come in is not just rely on Messi to just deliver some sort of moment of genius. They need to be able to coach their players to at least become better. And if you can't do that, then why are you in a job? And from what I can see, from the 2 or 3 years that Valverde has been in, I can't see an improvement in the players Barcelona squad. I can't.
So you're putting most of the blame on Valverde and not Piqué.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, but who's choosing PK though? The manager. So I'm not even just talking about but like, if at the end of the day, the manager is the one that chooses the squad. I'm saying this for Ole's for any manager, he chooses a squad. So if PK is not performing, and I agree with you that PK is not at his best, why are you picking him? That's the manager.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
It's not the manager. It's the manager. If he doesn't have the balls to be like, you know what, PK, you're not playing well. Sit down. We're going to give him TT. We're going to give him TT's been injured. Going to promote you. Going to promote you, or going to sign a Koulibaly or something, and say to the boss from the board, because clearly they have money because they're spending X amount on Dembele, continue, etc. You don't do that. I don't understand that. That's on Valverde.
Okay. Easy. Basso, what's the issue?
Honestly, today's game should not be put on Valverde. That's just them being L's. But
Yes.
overall, like the problem with Barcelona is deeper than just Valverde. It's like a whole hierarchical thing. Like, I guess, and hiring Valverde was a problem in general, because why hire a manager whose play style differs from your ethos? And I guess the other problem is the system is so reliant on Messi's brilliance that, I don't know, it feels like Barcelona players just expect Messi to pull out brilliance. So, like, I don't know, it's just a mess. And then signing players like Us when you have a manager who's known for not developing young talent, and then keep continuing to play players like Rakitic when there's obviously better players in that position, it's a mess.
Okay. Alex.
I don't have a lot to say, but I just think it's.
So is the blame more on Valverde, or is the blame more on trash players like Griezmann and Piqué?
It's a mix of both, because I think the club needs.
But if you had to choose one, more so Valverde or more so Piqué and Griezmann?
I'd say Valverde, because I've seen how great Piqué and Griezmann can be.
Great. What?
They can be great at their peak. They have been.
No. You didn't say good. You said great. You said great.
Okay, I meant good.
Piqué
Okay.
in 2020, great.
But just think, if I ask this question, I'll say this out loud. If Luis Enrique came back to manage Barcelona, you can't tell me with this current squad that Luis Enrique will not deliver better performances than what Valverde is delivering.
Let me. It's good that you bring that up, because let's be real. If Luis Enrique was with this very team, they may play better football, but they will not necessarily have better results. Luis Enrique had the deadliest front three in club football history.
Okay,
the tactic was route one, long ball to the front three, and he had Iniesta. So he had Iniesta, and he had the deadliest front three that club football has ever seen. I'm sorry, bro. Not taking anything away from Luis Enrique. That was my 5-year-old, my 8-year-old cousin could have delivered you a treble with that team. So
And they just better give Pep as much money as possible to bring that dude back. They ain't winning anything without him.
Bro, because that's another key question. How much does Pep win with this team? Just this team. No Xavi, no Iniesta. Basically saying at his peak, Piqué at his peak. With this exact team, I don't know what Pep does, bro.
A couple Del Rey.
What's the standard here though? Is the standard La Liga, or is the standard CL? Because
CL.
Wow. Alright.
Sorry, like what's it about? They've won like 8 out of 10 of the La Ligas. You can't judge Barcelona purely on what you've done domestically, because at the end of the day, look, see,
yeah, they're the most likely team to win the league, though. So
yeah, look, La Liga is every trophy is important, but my gosh, this is flipping Barcelona. It's Barcelona. You have to give me CLs. You've got to give me CLs, man. You have to.
Do you account Pep spending the same amount of money that Valverde spent on different players, like hypothetically? Or just this current crop of players?
I think basically this current crop of players are trash.
He ain't winning no CL with these players.
So basically, even if Pep came, Piqué is on the decline. Busquets, as we can all see, is on the decline.
Yeah.
Griezmann ain't that good. Griezmann is a side chick. Dude is a flipping. He's always been a side chick. He's never been a wife. He's the dude that you're cheating on with your main wife. So the only way that Pep would work, which is what Pep always does in all of his teams, he needs to get his players.
Yeah,
So if Pep came is like, nah, I'm only coming if I need 4 or 5 players. Facts. I can't see Pep isn't a manager. He's an amazing coach. He's a great coach. He can't manage a situation. Because that Barcelona thing, you need to manage that situation, and that's not what you can do. But my thing though is if let's say you bring a Ronald Koeman,
no,
you know what? Maybe you could do something.
nah.
Maybe Ronald Koeman could do something. So I didn't get it. So from how good is De Jong really? Barca, who is to blame? What do they need? What is needed for them to really not draw against Espanyol?
I was gonna speak, but I think you got a super chat.
Okay. Let me hit the super chat then. So guys, remember, send in your questions, man. Send in your questions to us, man. We're looking at all the questions. Send in your questions. We've got about 15-20 minutes to go before we go off here. So send in your questions for the panel to answer. So thank you for the super chat, Primera Marmot, 499 super chat. Will you make a documentary if Zad shows up against City? No. I'll make a documentary. No, I'll make a 3-hour documentary if he delivers Real Madrid the CL. So if he delivers in the CL, I'll do so. Actually, no. Open question to all of you guys. Then, if this piece of crap clown is injured for the Dortmund game, I'm done with the dude. So, open question to all of you guys: how well do you think Zad can do for Real Madrid this season in the CL for Real Madrid?
Have you seen his CEO goal record?
Quarters max.
Quarters max. Wait, what?
Yeah, quarters max. Have you seen the dude's goal record in the CL? It's disgusting.
Wait. Why does everybody live and die by this goal record thing, man? Bro,
but you constantly.
He's not a goal scorer.
He's not a goal scorer.
He's gonna assist Benzema. He's gonna assist Bale.
Dude, even his goal scoring record is disgusting. Willian has scored more goals.
Willian has more Champions League goals than him.
Are we actually confident that they'll beat City?
No.
Are we that confident?
No. Look,
I'm a Madrid fan. I'm not confident.
Red Devil. Let me bro with you. See,
guys,
easy. See, I cannot wait. See, bro, I cannot wait for mid-Feb. Like the amount of games that are coming through. Because I said before that, first of all, City have to win the CL this season because Premier League is looking very tricky. It's looking very, very dicey. So they've got to win it this season. But I'm looking. Basically, if Laporte isn't fully fit or is injured or something happens to him, City are in trouble. If City are at full strength, Real are at full strength, bro, it's
3-hour win.
It's 55-45 in favor of Man City. I still think it is close, man.
But I don't think so.
But HH, City have a mental block over big teams in the Champions League, though.
Not in the
No.
16,
And
that's why I love this because this it's real. It's fully real. So now they don't even have time to sort of like rev up. It's on now. You basically have to perform right now. Shit.
Madrid are returning to their form though. They're playing really good in the league.
Yeah.
Bro,
Bro,
I don't give a damn about Getafe, man.
They are.
We're talking about don't talk to me about bloody Getafe and like what flipping Tapas FC, man. You know what the hell? I'm talking about the bloody seal. No, flipping Rodrigo or like Pedro football or Pedro United.
Wait. Can I speak of Valverde?
Was it?
Can I speak of Valverde?
Oh no.
What?
Champions League for Valverde.
Yeah, Valverde. Yeah.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
No.
What?
Can I speak about Valverde?
Yeah, talk, man. Talk, bro. Talk.
Yeah. Okay, listen. I look at Valverde. I just can't believe he's getting slandered left, right, center. He's actually an elite manager. I think he's top 10 in the world.
Oh
my
god.
My reason behind it. Well, listen, here's my reason behind it.
The weed, bro.
I think he would have won the Champions League last season if it wasn't for the overhyped Ousmane Dembele and Messi not turning up. His tactics were perfect that night. He set up himself for the counter. He knew Liverpool would turn up against him. He set up for the make up for Coutinho missing Coutinho and Suarez missing gilt-edged chances, and Dembele bottling it in the first leg.
4 goals.
Yeah, but even then,
Wait, no, wait. Look, homeboy may be onto something quickly. Because look, did Valverde instruct? Wait, did Valverde instruct Ter Stegen and Piqué to stand around like a bunch of prostitutes at 2 a.m. while Trent delivered that corner through? I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think he did not. I think he might have done something wrong. I think he didn't assure the defense. I think maybe it might be a fault for a goal. But I think to myself, the Valverde slander he gets when what can he do with that team? He's putting on a Sergio Roberto. He has to because Semedo's just defensively reckless. He puts on Sergio Roberto, who's living off that 6-1 against PSG. And then you think to yourself, they need a right back in the January transfer window. They definitely need a centre back because PK and Longley are the two Chuckle brothers at this point. And then I think to myself, Griezmann, he's not cutting it. Boss Messi got to really feed off. He's got a 32-year-old or something like that, Suarez, and he's got a 16-year-old that he's going to play with. He's got nothing to work with if you think about it. So the reality is Valverde, he hasn't got much to work with. If you put out the strongest Barca team you could, they still wouldn't perform. If you gave the Pep, they still wouldn't perform because they've got brick players
hundreds of millions on players.
I don't want to hear that.
But look at the quality they played it with.
Hundreds of millions of pounds on players.
Yeah, the amount of money they've spent. People talk about PSG and Man City spending money.
Okay, wait. Let's bring in another question here. I want to bring in another question here, man. So this response. So which front three is better? So which front three is better? So he says Neymar, Icardi, Mbappe, or Sane, or Mane, Firmino, and Salah. Which front three is better? It depends.
It depends, honestly.
Because for me, the front three that has been most effective, where we have evidence of their effect. Put it this way: the Liverpool front three, we have evidence of their effectiveness, as we have seen. On paper, my God, that PSG front three destroys that Liverpool front three. On paper. Just Neymar and Mbappe alone, my gosh, these are like two of the best players in the world. But whatever is on paper doesn't necessarily translate to being effective on the pitch. So it depends. Basically, and I think somebody even said so. Apart from Chelsea winning the CL, let's take Chelsea out of it. The dream final is PSG Liverpool. That is the dream final. Like, honestly, that final would be basically because for me, the only team that can beat Liverpool at Anfield, I say, is PSG. If only PSG, guys, get the hell out of here. If fully fit PSG can get that ass. Let's be real.
I can't agree.
Undefeated in League One this season.
Nah, dude, I'm a Liverpool fan and I can't agree, bro. Trust me. They gave us that work. Yeah, they gave us that work, and they didn't even have Idrissa Gueye, like last year in the group stage.
So did Napoli. Yeah. You can't tell me.
All right, no, like genuinely, like that game was pretty 50-50. Like you didn't know who was going to win.
No. I mean, no, because apart from PSG, there is no other team that can really go toe-to-toe with Liverpool at Anfield. Like PSG at full strength, 100%. That game, it can go either way. It can go either way, and we already saw.
So you don't think City can?
What?
No. Okay, so we're just going to discredit Napoli now.
They seem to wait every year.
When did Napoli go toe-to-toe with Liverpool at Anfield? Wait, guys, one time. Let me just throw this out there. Honestly, Napoli never went toe-to-toe with your boys Liverpool at Anfield. PSG did. And are you now going to compare flipping Insigne and Mertens to Neymar and Mbappe? No, you're not. Come on, guys. Okay.
Like Carlo Ancelotti's tactics with Napoli are the only tactics in the world that can neutralize Klopp.
Not gonna lie, I feel like the Napoli thing kind of gets overblown. Like, I feel like I don't know. It's like underperformed both games, but like.
No. Napoli are very, very good at that stadium.
Yeah,
they have an amazing record at that stadium. So it is what it is. But so which is why I say I don't even use that whole thing of Napoli the only team. No, for me, my thing is like Liverpool at Anfield, and PSG are the only team who've really been able to these guys can actually beat these guys at Anfield. Like that game could have gone either way. It just ended up 3-2, but it could have gone either way. So because which that's what annoys me about these stupid ass clowns PSG. Do you know how? Have you guys just paused to see how good these pieces of crap are? I just pause because we're easy. Let me land. You've got the best midfielder in the world in Marco Verratti, hands down, best midfielder in the world.
Oh,
as much as can I land? Can I land? Let me land. Chill. You've got one of the best midfielders of the generation in Verratti in that team. You've got, as much as I hate him because him and his sister have a weird relationship. Neymar, when Neymar wants to ride, this guy's arguably the best player in the world. And you've got the literal future of football because they are the two futures of football is Mbappe and Hazard. These are the future of football. These are the new generations of football.
Hazard, like,
so you've got all those things. Look, 28 is the new 20. Relax. So you've got all those things together, man. PSG, bro. Just that if this era don't win the Champions League, it will be one of the biggest failures of all time. Wait, let me hit this super chat now. So what the heck?
Verratti and Mbappe played against United last season. Where were they?
Easy, chill.
Verratti is Italian.
Chill, wait, guys, chill. Let me hit the super chat. So from a Yasia side, thank you for the 499 super chat, dear sir. Have PSG front three ever sniffed a CL semi? My God, Mane best player in the world. Salah tier 1, Firmino tier 1. I'm a United fan, by the way.
No.
Screw Liverpool. Now, let me break it easy. Let me break this down. Let me break this down, and then I'll allow you guys to chill. Let me break this down, and then I'll allow you guys to respond. First of all, that clown called Neymar always gets injured during the key moments. So that whole thing of front three ever since to CL semi. First of all, this is Cardi's first season with PSG, and Neymar has never had a fully fit season. So that's points. Doesn't make any sense. Mane best player in the world. Oh, wait. For me, I say Mane is top 3. Salah isn't tier 1. Get the hell out of here. Firmino isn't tier 1. Get the hell out of here. That's complete crap. So, I mean, do you guys want to respond to that super chat?
Can I go first?
Yeah. Go for it.
Dude, I'm a Liverpool fan, but Firmino has been a brick for like the last half season. People just ignore it because he's appeasing them. Yeah, he does link up play. But on a
he
real,
has big white teeth.
Yeah, on a real, like Firmino's been picking it up, bro. The guy needs to like sit. We honestly need to bench him for a bit, bro. On a real.
So you're saying that Origi should start ahead of Firmino?
Honestly, we can try Minamino because he's played false 9 before, so
risky, bro. Bro, you see, for me, if you said Origi, cool. Risky.
You can play Origi.
Okay. Let me ask you this: in a league game, you would actually risk putting Minamino in a false 9 ahead of either Firmino or Origi. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Origi's like better off like the bench, bro.
That's a very narrow. I hate that view from people, man.
Unless if Mane is taking complete creative responsibility, we shouldn't start Origi at the front. Unless Mane is taking creative responsibility. Because
Mane carries that front three on his back.
Like Mane, like Origi's the best like pure goal scorer, but like the system's a bit weird. We'd have to like slightly alter the system. Like you have to let Mane like have the creative responsibility.
Actually, I saw something in the live chat. I want to actually ask Red Devil this though. So Red Devil,
yeah,
what the hell happened to Lingard? Like seriously, like this dude from moonwalking at the Emirates to actually having a nice little impact at World Cup, scoring a pretty good goal at the World Cup, to this dude is like, bro, what the hell happened?
We're talking Liverpool now, going to Lingard. Obviously no goals, no assists for 2019, yet still gets picked. I don't really understand that. Lingard, obviously, it's come out he's had some personal things in the background, so maybe it's that. But again, it comes to the coach, and you know, if the player has had issues and if the player isn't performing well, they needs to be out of the squad. Either let him go on a sabbatical to recover from whatever's going on in his personal life, or you know, you put him out of the squad. And for some reason, Ollie has been picking him. I don't know why he picked him against Arsenal personally. I would have placed Green there instead. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what happened to Jesse Lingard, to be honest. But you shouldn't be playing for Manchester United for some time.
Genuine question: do you guys even have a system?
No, we don't. Our system is counter-attacking football. So
Honestly, you should just fire the guy now. Put him out of his misery.
Now, here's my thing about Ole, and this is my thing. Look, Ole he's in the right man for United. No way. But if you were to sack him, you should have sacked him back in December. It's too late now. You don't sack him now. But the thing is this: Chelsea can't decide whether they want to actually win 3, 4, 5 games in a row. They are losing games inexplicably. Leicester, for me, you know what? Maybe I'm just wrong on Leicester. I'll hold my hands up because I'm still waiting for them to go into their slump.
No.
So they had like a little mini slump, and now they're just back to winning. So maybe I think Leicester, City, and Liverpool have just separated themselves from everyone else. So if we now say that means it's really between Chelsea, Wolves, Tottenham, and Man United.
What about Sheffield United?
Arsenal?
Sheffield United, bro.
Oh,
No. Arsenal, I don't. Sheffield United, give me a break. No offense to Chris Wilder. Hell, if Sheffield United, no, because actually no. Let me rant. Just mini rant.
Land.
First off, let me reiterate this. This isn't the Premier League anymore. I am renaming this the Losers League. Okay?
why?
This is can I finish?
Let him land, bro.
So what does the word Premier mean? Premier means first. Premier means top. Premier means premium.
Yeah.
Yes.
This can't be premium when a team has drawn one game and won the rest, and we're in January.
Let me.
Let me finish, man. Let me finish. This is the Losers League. That's the first thing.
All right.
So anybody saying that this is boom. If Sheffield United get top 4, if Sheffield United, if a dude called Chris Wilder, who looks like from the streets of England from the 1800s, if Sheffield United gets top 4, I'm inducting this entire league, bro. I am inducting because first of all, let's go, guys. Can we keep it real?
Yeah.
Let's do the math. So let's just break it all the way down. So 2 seasons ago, Man City got 100 points.
Yeah.
And I believe they were 15 or 16 points ahead of Man United, who are in second.
Yeah.
Second season, Man City gets 98 points, Liverpool gets 97. Who was third in that season? Oh, Chelsea were third.
Chelsea was like 78, right?
And they were like, what, 12, 13, 14 points ahead? Following season, Liverpool, again, if they win their game in hand, they'll be 16 points ahead of Leicester City. So why are we sold that this is the most competitive league? Competitive for what? What kind of crap is that?
Hey, Ted, you want to have
We've been sold a lie. We've been sold a blood like this. Guys, I just do this because, I need to keep the football thing up, keep constant. But guys, do you want me to be really real? Wake me up when February arrives. Wake me up on February 18th. That's what I'm saying.
Let me go. 2017-18 season, Liverpool's record right now is basically City's record then. Think about it. If you deep it, it's because the rest of the top 6 can become bricks.
So you're blaming. So you're saying that it's not how good they are; it's how crap everyone has become.
Honestly, yeah. As a Liverpool fan, barring City's like, I don't know, it's weird, but the rest of the top 6 are dodgy. Tottenham, I don't know. They should probably be the 3rd best team in England right now, but they're not.
Yeah.
Like based on talent, they should be. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Chelsea.
Wait. Who should be third? Who should be the 3rd best team?
Based on talent, Tottenham should be, but for some reason,
What?
No, it's Chelsea.
No, but honestly, if you got underlying numbers, like Chelsea is probably the 3rd best team.
Yeah, Chelsea.
You got underlying numbers, XG, chances created, etc., expected points.
Chelsea's front.
Chelsea. If you look at them, if you look at all the underlying numbers, Chelsea are closer. Like out of all the other teams, Chelsea are closer to Liverpool and City than every other team. If you look at the numbers,
Yes.
Is the question that we're talking about competitiveness or quality? Because we've got to remember last season there were 2 English clubs in the Champions League final and 2 English clubs in the Europa League final. So yes, I agree with HH that Liverpool obviously been streets ahead. If we're now obviously comparing to other leagues in Europe, there is a question that the quality in other leagues in Europe, although has obviously been narrowing, is that some of the bigger teams around Europe are actually regressing in your Barcelonas, in your Madrids, in your Bayern Munichs, PSG. Still word is out on PSG. So, is it that? I guess what I'm trying to say is it that a lot of English sides are actually now at a level where we're actually almost far ahead of some of the other teams, because some of the big teams in Europe that normally would be ahead are now in their sort of regression.
No, that's fair, because but that still doesn't negate my point. So you could still be right that the fact that the quality of Premier League teams have now gotten to a level where they've now superseded the La Liga teams. Where, remember, we had that period where La Liga teams were pretty much just killing it in the Europa League and in the Champions League. But my main point is, ignore everything outside of the Premier League. Focus on just the Premier League. We are told that this is the most competitive league. And I'm saying that it isn't the most competitive league because I can't just say that, it's the most competitive league because look at how hard it is to get top 4. No, I judge competitiveness based on what is the closeness to winning the title.
Think about it. All the bottom.
You're right.
While the rest of the top 6 regress, they have brick managers. So like, it's kind of a combination of both. Like the bottom teams have improved due to like the money and hiring of like better systems, etc., and all the money, and then the regression of the top 16 because of hiring Ole down, Emery, who was a clown himself. So if you think about it, and then God knows what the hell happened at Spurs. So if you think about it, because they've all regressed, because like Wolves are a quality team, Leicester are a quality team, Sheffield United are well coached. Like they don't have as much talent, but they're well coached. So I feel like because of the regression for like Arsenal coaching wise, I guess even Man United, like they're fall from grace, and then Chelsea are in a transition because of the youth system, so they're gonna have inconsistency. Basically, if City were injury prone, the league would be more normal than it should be.
Wait, let me hit the super chat. So thank you again for Yasir Said for your 499 super chat. Thank you, bro, for supporting the channel. So he said Lingard is bad. Well,
yeah,
duh. His replacements is not better. Simple as that.
Yeah, of course.
Today, Mata and Andreas played, and both are bricks. Chill on Ole. He won ACL legend. Now let me just break this down.
That doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Wait. Chill. Let me break this down. So. Yeah, Lingard is bad, cool. He's playing like crap. Juan Mata hasn't been relevant since his Chelsea days. Those are just facts.
Yeah.
Andreas Pereira is garbage. How this guy gets game time, I have no idea. This dude is garbage. Total garbage.
Apparently he's Brazilian.
I know.
How is he Brazilian?
And he should revoke his Brazilian passport.
Identity, man.
He should. So basically, and my thing is that Chilwell Ole, wait. Who cares what he did as a player? As a like Maradona is one of the greatest players of all time, but that still doesn't stop people saying, "Bro, you're a crap coach." Exactly. But you're still a legend. You're still arguably the GOAT. Solskjaer isn't a great manager. He's been doing better than everything, but he's not a great manager. And if United want to get back to the top, and they're putting their hopes on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they are 1,000% screwed. All right, let's see what do we have here. So, but my thing about it is that look, top 4 is up for grabs, man.
Yeah,
top 4 is up for grabs. Like literally everybody, like that. I think is going to go to the wire. 100%. I think that thing is going to.
I agree. I think it's going to be very, very close. I think
they're going to scrape through because of that consistency, but they're probably the 3rd or 4th best team in England.
Okay, so basically, last question here before we run this off. We'll probably be asking this every week until these clowns lose. Are these jokers going to go unbeaten? Yes or no?
No
chance.
I mean, last year we lost one game. So
they're gonna fumble one game.
No,
we lost one game against City, so probably lose at the Etihad.
They're gonna go unbeaten.
Nah,
we're not. Do you know how funny it would be? Imagine if Mourinho is the guy that gives them the L.
Nah.
That
Play
would
them
be
next week. Play
poetic.
them next
No,
week.
no, no.
I think look,
I see us losing to Mourinho. I see us losing to either Pep or Wolves.
to what Liverpool?
No, not
Wolves.
Wolves. No.
I see us losing to Wolves away.
They played Wolves already twice and beaten them already both
No,
times.
we played him once. We played him once.
No, you
But
played them
even
both
then,
now.
I think
No,
the
we
the
played
Etihad
Wolves
and the
again,
Emirates,
like,
the Emirates, the
this month.
Emirates, the Emirates, the Emirates.
No, we played Wolves again this month.
I think they're gonna fumble against
The
City.
Emirates,
Yeah,
the
no, but
I think they're going to fumble against Arsenal.
wait, it's just see. This is where
Maybe
I'm
Arsenal as well,
confused.
yeah.
Wait, this is where I'm confused because Liverpool just have one game in hand, and that was the West Ham game. So if they only have one game in hand, how come they've only played Wolves once? That doesn't make sense.
We played Wolves.
I think
like,
they played Leicester twice. They played Leicester twice already.
yeah, we played Leicester twice already.
I think
played
they
Leicester.
played twice already. Okay, but then I think to myself, yeah, they've still got Etihad away, they've still got Emirates away, they've got Tottenham
Exactly,
away, they've
yeah.
got Wolves
Honestly,
away. They've got
Emirates
a lot
away
of
probably
tough
be a
things
draw,
away.
bro. We don't lose to Arsenal.
You've got to lose at least one of those tough, those 5 tough away.
I don't know, bro.
And then they've
We'll
got
probably lose
Chelsea
we'll
at home
probably
to come
lose to
win.
City or Wolves. We'll probably lose to City or Wolves. Because last year we only lost one game, and that was City away. And that was like 1 millimeter. That could have easily been
I
a
don't
draw.
think they can. I don't think they can keep up winning every single game or drawing every single game
Yes,
and
I
then
think
doing
so.
well in
Yeah,
the Champions
one.
League as well.
We're gonna lose like one
Because
game.
they're gonna, yeah.
We're gonna go for the double.
Everyone keeps on saying that they're gonna like everyone keeps on saying this. I'm hearing over again. Oh, they can't keep up. Liverpool can't keep Liverpool Cup. But what I want, but no one's actually saying like how is a team actually going to beat Liverpool? That's the key one.
But still, Red Devil. Wait. This is how it also happens. Is like it's not necessarily of a team beating them. It's just they have an off day, and they just have an off day. It's not playing well. No. And see, that's the issue. They've had many off days, but it's just one of those because it's sort of like it's an off day. Things go wrong, and just out of nothing, a team just gets a lucky goal. They can't put away their chances, and out of nowhere, they just lose 1-0. It's like one of those things. But
that might be true. But that the only game they lost last year in all of 2019 in the Premier League was against City. That was barely by like half a goal line.
Yeah, it was a goal line technology.
They don't lose that game.
Well, no. But basically, all I'm saying is that I just pray that they don't go unbeaten because if Liverpool go unbeaten, I'm deactivating my Twitter account.
Honestly,
And I'm leaving Twitter.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, bro. I just want to win the league, bro. I'm not gonna be.
Okay. Let's do the super chat before we head out. So super chat here from Name No. Thank you for the super chat, dear sir. Says, can Cavani help Atletico Madrid win versus Liverpool? Now, from what I know, the transfer is for the summer, not January. But let's play along. If Cavani moved to Atletico Madrid in January and he was allowed to play based on you registering, I think, one new player, that makes it interesting. As of right now, Liverpool 100% beats Atletico because Morata is trash. Costa is a brick. So Atletico Madrid have 2 bricks as strikers. But if he puts, and remember, Cavani works perfect for that team. Cavani is a perfect striker for a pragmatic system. He'll be perfect for that team. So if Cavani is able to turn up against Liverpool, then we now have a tie. As of right now, we don't have a tie. Liverpool are going to walk over Atletico. Easy.
I'd say he improves the team, but it's not enough to beat Liverpool.
Yes.
Oh no. It
doesn't even improve. It doesn't even improve.
They're not gonna. Yeah.
I know they'll probably give us a game. We'll probably be like 3-1 over 2 legs.
They won't give you a game. They won't give you a single game.
No, I don't even think they'll give you a game.
Atletico ain't it, bro. And also, we have to talk about that dude. What's it called? Felix the Cat, man. How good is that dude? Felix the Cat.
Felix,
overrated.
Thank
you. Okay, look, guys, that's all from me, man. Remember to like the video,
I'm sorry,
share that video, man, and I'll see you guys. Chill. I'll see you guys on Sunday for the Sunday Hangouts, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks.
I just can't get over my head.
Thank you.
He's so overrated.